There you go. There you got 3 thumbs up. Are those thumbs up?
Welcome to Happy Hour.
3 thumbs up. Look at that. Savannah, where are you?
Well, I am in Port Aransas. I just finished working with one of our Victory wine reps out here, so we are getting some new accounts for William Chris. Evan, where are you at today?
I'm at the High Society in High. So
wow, perfect.
I know I'm in the AC. This is really nice.
Well, the truck that I'm in right now has some AC. We just crossed the ferry over here in Port A, so apologies that my background is not as glamorous as yours, but we're super excited to have everybody here today for Happy Hour.
I know. We got a lot of people coming in. Oh, hey, there's Elise. Hey, Elise.
We got Angela. Yeah. We got Angela. Let us pay.
Yeah. Wow, there's a lot of people signing in now. There we go.
Let us know if this is your first happy hour. Give us 3 stars and tell us where you're from.
I feel like an old man doing this. Like,
oh my God.
Like, what does that say? Oh, there it is.
You just gotta get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
So I'm sure as you guys know and remember, we'll go ahead and get started here in a little bit. But Steve's not here today, but he will be back tomorrow. So hopefully you guys have as much fun with Evan and myself as y'all normally do. But grab a glass. It can be wine, beer, a cocktail, whatever you guys are feeling, and we'll get started with Happy Hour.
Cool. Sounds good.
Hey guys, it's Evan and Kelsey. We're here at High State. We wanted to welcome you guys here back to Happy Hour. It's Thursday, so cheers. Evan and I have been working together all throughout since the COVID started. So we've basically been quarantined together. So we just wanted to come on here and say hello. And we are at beautiful High State. What have we been doing at High State this week, Evan?
Yeah, well, the neatest thing that's been going on is we started our harvest this morning. We just harvested a little bit of fruit, just some stuff that we're going to throw in and do some neat rosés with. But as a whole, you know, things are kicking off in our area, so you're seeing a lot of harvesting going on. It's just starting actually. So that's pretty exciting. We got to play with the machine today too. So
what does the machine do?
Well, we have a mechanical harvester,
oh.
And well, it's not ours, but we're going to be using it this year. So we got to run through how it's working. It's a brand new machine, and it's really going to be exciting. We're going to start machine harvest tomorrow, and it's looking great. It's going to be a Grenache Rosé.
Ooh, we love some Grenache Rosé, right, guys? Well, who else do we have on here? We got Ray. We got Vernetta, we got Jennifer from Sugarland. Everybody's on here. This is awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is a perfect happy hour. We are closing off the workday. I know I've been doing a lot today, and I know Evan's been super busy out in the vineyards. So let us know if you guys have any questions for Evan. We've been in harvest, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, very exciting.
Leah asked what grapes what we have picked this week.
Well, there was some fruit that we identified that kind of needed to go into this Grenache Rosé. So it was a blend of Petit Verdot and a little bit of Malbec, and it was just some of the fruit that we needed to, use just a very small amount. The majority of harvest is probably going to be in the next week to 2 weeks, and then we'll really be ramped up. About that third week, okay. We'll be picking a lot of our reds, and it's going to be a fast harvest this year. The heat, it's been
hot in Texas.
The drip, the irrigation. So, but it's good for me because you can choose when the fruit is ripening. You can add a little bit of water. Those rains. Yeah. If it rains during harvest, that's the biggest headache you have to deal with. So.
Okay. Well, good thing it hasn't been raining too much. I know it rains like a lot more than usual in the beginning of the year.
Right. Which was good.
Right. Because you want the grapes to absorb that water.
Right. You want the canopy to grow.
Yes.
Now we want the sugars.
Guys.
Yes. you have these high sugars and a rain comes in, the fruit, the plant will absorb the water and the sugar will be diluted. So
Okay, so yeah, we definitely want more water to dilute a lot more of the sugar. Okay, that's good to know. I also had another question. I don't know if anybody else has any questions, and I don't know if you guys all know me, but I'm Kelsey on the marketing team. You guys don't see me a lot. I'm usually in the background with Chris and Catherine with our virtual happy hours. So just wanted to get on here and like talk with Evan because I think it's so much fun. But I wanted to know, what is one of like the biggest like differences when you're handpicking versus the machines? So I know you've been like machine, and I know some of the grapes from high definitely have to be handpicked.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I think the biggest thing is that you want to look at some of those young vines, 2 or 3 year old vines. Say you're getting some fruit. The machine, it's a machine, so it's
big. Like I've seen it.
It's rough. So some of those younger vines you might want to pick by hand so you don't damage the vine itself. But when those vines get older, they can get the machine shakes and knocks the berries off and collects the berries. It fits about 3 tons in the machine. I've handpicked for 13 years and I was always against the machine.
Oh no.
And the last 4 years, I've been with it, and it's just, it is the way to go. You know, the new machines are very delicate on the fruit. You can get in the vineyard quickly. You can get the grapes to the winery quicker.
That's good.
But there are also some trellising. If the machine can't go in the trellis, you might just have to handpick. And that's what, if we're starting a vineyard, you want to build it for a machine.
Okay.
So just in case you need a machine to come in.
Yeah, you don't want to like put, so like what you're saying is like when they're all spread, like you want them at a certain spread apart, like the blocks, I guess you would call them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
learning a lot, guys. Also, someone just asked us what we are drinking, and we are drinking the 2018 Marsan.
Yes.
And it is so good. It's the perfect summer wine, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody is a huge Chardonnay drinker, but I personally like Chardonnay, and Marsan is like so similar, and it just like hits the notes just like I need it. What are you smelling?
I get like a green apple skin. I think that was my first impression.
That's a good point. What are you guys drinking? What is everybody else drinking? If you guys have any more questions for us, I know like we've been on here a lot, and it's not your normal happy hour because it's me and Evan, and Savannah's about to hop back on and lead us through a couple of things, but we wanted to see if you guys had any questions. Dottie's on here. Dottie is always on here. Actually, Evan, I don't know if you know this, but this is Tate's grandma.
Oh,
and
awesome.
She is always on here, and I always see Dottie.
That's awesome.
And I always tell Tate to get on here too, so I promise I'm on him for it.
Tate has been a great addition to the vineyard team.
Yes, and I don't know if any of you guys know, but Tate is now our assistant vineyard. What is?
He's
Tate's
he's a vineyard manager.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's part of the
congrats.
team. Yeah, he's in management, and he's going to be learning a lot coming up, especially this harvest.
Yes, I agree. Well, I think Savannah might be ready to hop back on with us. I'm not sure, but we have another question. Let's see here. I'm just looking through a few of them just to see what we got going on because I want to get to everybody's questions.
People's Frisco, San Antonio.
I know, everybody's from here.
There's a Grenache.
Ooh,
got a Vernetta drinking Grenache.
Ooh, Grenache. That would be so good. That's like the perfect summer, I feel like, red. Yeah. It's like a lot. It's like a little bit lighter. It's like you can chill it, but someone's drinking the last bottle of Sangiovese Rosé. Oh my gosh, we're completely out of Sangiovese Rosé.
Oh,
like there's none left. So I'm so jealous right now.
I took a fair share of that, I think. So.
You did? Evan's over here buying pallets instead.
Yeah, that was I've more and more I've been loving rosés, and especially in this heat.
Nice. Yeah, it's so nice. What's the newest? Oh, here's another question too. What's the newest varietal that William Chris is trying to bring on board in Texas? Ooh, that's a good question. Tony, do you have anything to say about that? Guys, we have a surprise guest here.
What was the question?
Do you want to come over here?
Yeah. So we're looking at new varietals. So we're gonna let's scoot over. Oh,
okay, yeah.
Where am I going? There we go. Hey,
there
there he is.
Tony's here too. Does anybody have a question for Tony? So this is our winemaker. I don't know if you guys know that. But we just had a question about what's the newest varietal that William Chris is trying to bring on board in Texas. Is there anything like we're trying to grow that like does really well in Texas heat?
We're working with a lot more Cabernet Sauvignon this year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not a new
Love it.
varietal, but
but more in Texas.
Yeah.
So that's good for anybody who likes their Cabernet Sauvignon.
we're gonna drink it.
We are
Marsanne.
drinking some Marsanne. Let me get. What's the other question? It's in the fridge.
So, Italian restaurant. Yeah, we got Italian, the carbonic. Well, that's awesome. Well, it's kind of nice to be on here. I feel like I've got all the control looking at everything.
Oh yeah,
There's Tony.
we're all in control here. Everybody loves Tony. Anybody have questions for Tony? I don't know, guys. We're just kind of flying. We're just having fun today.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, right? Oh, so I think Savannah's on too, and she has a very important surprise for us because she might or may not have a new wine that we are releasing, and she's going to talk about it. All right, let's talk to Savannah. Hey, Savannah.
Hey guys, so I'm sure as you've noticed, I'm in a new location. So I am actually at Island Wine here in Port Aransas. They are going to be bringing on William Chris in about 2 weeks.
Ooh,
So
that's
if you guys are
exciting.
down here, come and say hello. What I'm drinking today is actually, wait, hold on.
Ooh,
Ooh, Malbec Rosé 2019.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
from the high estate.
From the highest state. Guys, did you actually also know that this is going to be in the virtual tasting on Saturday with Chris and Cochran?
In the virtual pack?
Yes, in the
All right.
virtual pack. It is so good. I'm so excited for everybody to get to try it and taste it on Saturday at 4.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun. What are you tasting on that, Savannah?
So this one, at first I got a lot of bright, like strawberry notes to it. I don't know about you guys, if y'all have tried it. I know our audience hasn't, but
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet. I personally haven't tried it yet, so I am super excited. I need to try it because I've just been all about the white wines lately, but I'm trying to get more into rosé. But someone did just have a question for you, Savannah. They were trying to figure out where in Port Aransas you are at, and if you have like your phone on top of something.
oh, that's my hand.
Okay, yeah, I feel like people can hear a little bit of static, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So where are you at in Port Aransas? They couldn't hear the name.
Yeah, so I am at Island Wine, but you can also find our wine at Spanky's Liquor.
Oh, okay.
And also Liquid, I can't remember what it's called. Liquid Town also is another liquor store that's in the area. And then we're working on a few on-premise locations here for the restaurant. So stay tuned for those.
Ooh,
And we'll let you guys know. We'll do a little Facebook post about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree. Facebook posts, you got me there, Savannah. Now we got to do it. Now we got to get on it. Now
Hey,
Mark
so I
needs to do their thing.
Hey, Savannah, I got to try that Malbec right before bottling, and it just blew my socks off. That what you were talking about, like that red fruit. I was trying to think in my head and when you said strawberry, I think that nailed it. It was awesome. Real bright too, almost like a strawberry. So
And isn't, correct me if I'm wrong, the Malbec is right behind us.
yeah,
right?
yep, right behind
It's
us.
literally right there.
That's
So
where we get the
Malbec
rosé.
that you're drinking was grown right there.
And
That's
then
so cool.
this year's fruit, the Malbec Rosé, we'll probably pick in the next week. I bet we're at probably 18, 19 bricks. So we're looking, for 20, 21, and so it's coming up. That pick will happen. So 2020 high Malbec Rosé.
Ooh, that's gonna be so good. Wait, you said brick, but what is a brick? I don't know
brick.
if everybody else like a brick of
So-
not like a brick,
Right.
Like a different. I just want to make sure.
Right, and it's
everybody else
actually
understands.
pronounced bricks,
Brick.
and it's BRIX. And bricks is the percent sugar that's in the juice. And then the sugar correlates to alcohol. So a 21% sugar juice is going to correlate to like, say 11% alcohol. Where if I'm like making a heavy duty cab, I want that fruit to hang and get like 26, 25 bricks.
Okay.
And then that'll be like a 14, 15% alcohol cab. It'll be tannic. It'll be heavy. If I pick that cab at 21, you're going to have a berry toned lightweight cab. So You, as a vineyard manager or a winemaker, you can make those decisions, and that makes your wine in the field.
That's super cool. I never knew. That's something I know. Oh my gosh. One of my mom's friends, Marilyn, she's watching. Hi, Marilyn. She's from Chicago. I just wanted to say hi. She needs to come visit, right, everybody? Tell her to come visit. She's from Chicago. She's got to come down to High, visit everybody. What else? What else are we like? What else is new this week? I feel like there's so many things happening at the vineyard, and we miss you guys so much. Like, we wish everybody was here right now, just like drinking with us. It'll be back. We'll be back hopefully soon. Who knows? Like, we're just going with what everybody says right now. So
that's true.
Yeah. What else you got, Savannah? I'm trying to see if there's any more questions.
So, are you gonna go swimming?
What were you saying, Evan?
You gonna go swimming?
In Puerto Rico?
At some point, so I'm actually gonna stay through the weekend. I figured, why not? If I'm down here, I might as well stay an extra day or two. Put my toes in the sand. And then I do want to let you guys know that when we do our cheers at the end of today, I do want to introduce you guys to someone here at Island Wine. She is the owner, so I just want to give her a huge shout out for supporting just Texas wine in general at her store. It's all Texas wine in here. I'll try and give you guys a little bit of a view of it. But she is awesome, and I can't wait for you guys to meet her and then see the support that we're getting for William Chris down here.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's super exciting. I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think if I have any, did you explain testing the grapes? Can you explain, like, that's a good thing. Tate actually just talked to me about that today. Can you explain, like, when you guys are sampling and tasting the grapes? Because I never knew that was also a thing. But, like, can you explain to me, like, what you do when you're, like, walking through there and doing that?
For sure. And testing is so important. You've got to get the right numbers. And if you test in a certain frequency of days, you can you develop like a graph, and grapes will ripen and they'll peak and then they'll start to decline. So you always want to pick at the peak. So if you're doing diligent testing and keeping the results, you can see day by day how that sugar is rising. The acidity is falling and the pH will rise. But no, so we'll first go in the block, almost kind of like an X pattern. You want to take a couple berries off a cluster on one side of the canopy, some berries off the cluster on the other side of the canopy. The different part of the cluster you might take from the top, but then the next sample you might take from the bottom of the cluster. And then also different heights. So you never want to look at your sample, and because subconsciously you're going to pick the nicest fruit. So I almost like back up and kind of do one of these, grab and go. And
that's interesting.
little Ziploc bag, put the berries in there.
Do you send it over to like production, or do you guys all?
Yes. So we'll label that sample, bring it into production. Depending on how rushed things are, we might do the test. So we'll crush up the berries, get the juice. Centrifuge will take the solids out of the juice, and then you take the juice, and we have a machine called a FOS, and that will run all of our chemistry. But we'll also do wet chemistry, where we'll do a traditional, just to make sure the numbers are right. But one thing, I might be talking too much, but a refractometer in the field. It's like a magnifying scope and a kaleidoscope. So me personally, I could go right behind us right now and refract, squish some little berries on there, look through my little machine, and it will tell me the sugar percentage. So.
Okay, did you guys just hear that, or is that just like me? That
refractometer.
So cool. We did not know that existed. Again, I'm learning something new every day.
It's one of It's one of the many toys I get to play with. So.
This makes me wish we had a quiz set up for today. That was a quiz question.
And guess what, guys? It won't be D. The answer will not be D, because we are S, E, and K. So it might be one of those. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, speaking of, I'm just looking, how about that new, we have a new harvester, correct?
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah. At the beginning, where it's a Euro harvester, and we're going to use it for about 3 weeks. And then, Andy Timmons is going to be using it up in the high plains. So we're going to we're going to get our stuff in and then go up to the high plains and get the stuff up there. So, and it is going to be a fast harvest this year. I mean, with the heat, we'll see. I mean, who knows? The rain could come in, we get a hurricane, and we might be picking till October. But
okay, well, let's not put that out there.
Yeah, no.
Let's keep the heat.
Yeah.
Keep the love.
We'll keep the drip going and pick when we want. So.
Yes, and drip is like when you're like watering them, and
right?
It's like, and the water's like dripping. Because I don't know if you guys can see these. I wish I had a picture of them, but there's like a hose that's right under the, I guess you would call them a cluster kind, or not right under the cluster, but under the trunk. Okay.
Yeah.
So right under the trunk, and it just like drips water down to like give the vines water.
And it's a gallon. We're doing a half gallon at the plant, half gallon in between the plant, an hour. So if I turn it on for 12 hours, I know I get 6 gallons of water at the plant. So.
Okay. That's good to know. That's something interesting. Someone did ask about the new cab for, I think we just bottled a cab too. It was I think it was Loyal Valley. Someone just said, because someone just asked what new cab where's the new cab from? Mm-hmm. It is Loyal Valley. I only know this because I take the bottle shots. So we got the new bottle shots in. So it is a 2017 cab Loyal Valley.
And that's a vineyard I farm. So
okay.
we farmed it.
Yeah,
I farmed it the last 4 years. So
okay.
The cab is a beautiful block. It's an acre and a half on the top, and it's probably 9-10 years old, and beautiful cab block. So.
I need to go visit.
Yeah.
Well, because where is it at? How far is it
it's like going towards Mason. Okay. You go 87 north out of Fredericksburg.
Okay.
And it's close to Mason.
Okay, so it's like 45.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Yeah, there you go.
Guys, I'm getting to know. I also live in Austin, so I'm getting to know my Texas Hill Country. So that's exciting too.
Yeah.
Do you have any cover crops?
Jeffrey's asking about cover crops.
Here we go.
Yeah, we in High. So this used to be a turkey farm for years.
Yes.
So the soil out here, the nitrogen. Oh my gosh, it's everything grows wild. We do a winter wheat for the cover crop here, and that winter wheat will suck nitrogen out of the soil. It also helps with erosion, and it keeps other weeds out of the rows. And right after harvest, that's my first job. We'll till everything. Okay. End of September when the rains start coming back, we'll get a seed drill and do the winter wheat. One thing we're kind of thinking about at Johnson City, we've got bees, and we're thinking about maybe doing some clover. But we'll see how that. Granite Hill, we don't do any cover crop because it's really sandy, and we want to keep the native grass in there. Okay. So we're doing a little bit more, and we'll see. We're also looking at mulching more of our vineyard so we don't have to spray herbicide. That's one thing we're looking at, and if you come to High, you'll see a lot of the rows are mulched. So
yeah, I was gonna say, well, what does herbicide help with? Does that help with?
Herbicide is like a weed killer. Where you're killing. Okay. Yeah, so
just like go.
We wouldn't have to spray it if we put the mulch in. Maybe once at the most. Yeah. So cool. Just a way to cut down, and we're looking. There's also cool steamers coming out where you can steam the weeds. Things like that. So
that would be probably make it a lot easier, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
And Chris is really good about keeping his eye on the ground or ear on the ground, and
listening to the weeds grow.
Yeah, about new equipment, new procedures, and so we try to always push new things. So.
I feel like we've had a couple of good questions come in lately. So, sorry, you just asked that, Jeffrey. How big? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. How big is our harvest staff? Are they full-time, and do we bring in extra workers for this time of year typically? Right.
So typically, yes. I do have a couple crews that come in. We don't hand harvest as much. There's certain blocks that we'll hand harvest. But this year with just the way things have gone, I have a great tasting room staff. And we were in there today. They killed it today. We harvested all the way up till noon. We'll have another morning getting some fruit off tomorrow, and they're doing a great job. So I'm really using that tasting room staff, but it is hard for vineyards because typically every job, it's a big job. And once you get done, you don't really need a lot of help. But then another job. So Yes,
Yeah.
labor is a problem.
Yeah.
But no, for harvest, 2 guys can run that machine.
Okay.
Last year at Lost Draw, 2 of us did 26 tons in 6 hours.
Wow.
Where here, 26 tons with a hand crew, it takes a while.
That's a lot of wine.
Um,
And a lot of grapes,
yeah.
obviously. Someone asked about calves. This must be like a myth. Like maybe someone accidentally like told her that, but I thought calves didn't grow well in Texas or are hard to grow. Why the increase in calves?
No.
But I've heard that calves grow really well here, but
Cab is, no, cab is hardy, very strong vine. It grows pretty much in any climate. The one thing in Texas is the heat, and cab is a late ripener. And what you'll see is if it's a real hot season, the vines shut down at 95 degrees. So no ripening, nothing is occurring. So at 95 degrees, it shuts down. And in a hot season, those late ripeners, the cluster will be half green, half purple because it doesn't have time to ripen. Cab typically, though, always ripens. It's the last thing we pick. So the Granite Hill cab is always the last block. We know that. It's just historical. So that's usually, cab is late. The Cab Franc is really bad, though, with that heat. Yes, Cab Sav, you can bring in a good crop every year.
That's good to know.
Manage it right. You want to prune it early, pick it late. So
that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've heard.
in fact, if you come to High, we pulled out cab from Granite Hill over here.
Oh yeah.
We have these huge 30-year-old cab vines from Granite Hill. They're
Where are they?
probably that thick right here.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys have been here, I can like turn it really quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna show.
If you guys have like ever
This is
done
a 30-year-old cab, Texas.
you guys have ever done virtual tastings with us, you guys would see these vines in the back, and these are cab from Granite Hill.
Yeah, this is we grow Texas.
So that's what we grow.
Yeah.
Those are real. Those are real vines.
30
Cab. 30? How old are they? They're 28 years old. Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by that. Oh my gosh, that's so cool though. Yeah, no, they're very pretty. If you guys when you guys get a chance to come back and see us.
I put my hands at the bottom. I just ripped them out with my hands. Savannah.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, we didn't need a skid steer. I just grabbed them and
yanked them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's how I do it.
Well, what do we think? I mean, I feel like we've answered so many questions. It's starting to get, we've done this for it's almost 5:30. I know we do this a lot, but we wanted to, what else you got for us, Savannah?
All right. So I'm sure as you guys know, D always ends with D's 3 things.
Yes, he does.
But since my name is not D, they're going to be Poe's 3 things, but they're still just as important.
Yes.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Poe Pump. So Poe's 3 things for this week is we are doing our virtual tasting on Saturday with Chris and Catherine at 4. The wonderful Malbec Rosé will be in the pack. So if you haven't ordered it yet, you can still order it today. We also are doing private virtual Zoom tastings. So since you guys can't come out to the winery and taste with us, we can come to you, which is super exciting. It's one-on-one with our tasting room ambassadors. So really intimate experience, just as fun as coming out there.
Yes.
And then also, don't worry, Dee's coming back tomorrow. And if you have a bottle of La Pradera 2018 Cinsault laying around, you can drink the same thing as him. If not, it's totally cool. But those are the 3 important things to know for today.
Perfect. And
Awesome.
then I know you have a cheers to Savannah and Evan has a cheers too. So I think we're going to do 2 cheers today because that's how cool we are here at High State. Because we got multiple cheers. I like it. So what are you cheersing to, Savannah?
All right, so I am going to cheers, and I'm also going to introduce you guys to someone really cool. So her name is Laura White. She owns Island Wine. Let's see if I can do this without being awkward.
Okay.
That's my middle name. So this is Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hey.
She will have all of your William Chris needs and essentials here in Port Aransas. So I want to give a huge cheers to her and to all of our retail partners and to also our wonderful sales team of Victory because they are out here crushing it and making the world a more William Chris beautiful place.
Love that. Cheers to that. I agree.
Cheers.
Cheers to you all.
Awesome.
What's
And
your
then,
cheers
so
to?
my cheers is, tomorrow is my wife and I's 10-year wedding anniversary. And so I just want to cheers to her. And she's about to lose me to harvest for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So I just want to cheers to her for supporting me. And I couldn't do it without you. And so there's my cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to that. Happy 10 years. That's a huge milestone. Well, guys, it looks like happy hour is over. We are closing it out. I hope you guys have a great Thursday. And Dee will be seeing you tomorrow. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.